A little more motherfucking fumes.
Rosa Jamie Frank White, my son.
What you see, your son?
Okay. Mainly what they had against Frank was the fact that he sold an ounce to his allegedly best friend. Okay. During the 4-year investigation, they couldn't get any evidence on him, and during one of the supposedly meetings he had with one of his friends, the officer said in his statement, but they recognized his driver and then pulled his driver in, which was his friend. Originally, his charges wouldn't have affected him. They offered him 5 years from the start, but that was providing that he copped out to phone conversations with other people. One supposedly buying or selling drugs. When they sentenced him, they didn't go on what he was, the ounce that he was charged for. They went back and charged him for the 2 prior felonies and counted them separate. Not to really toot my own horn, but well, what most people know Frank for is his music. And, you know, not speaking as his mother or #1 fan, but I would honestly say he had a good career in the music, entertainment business. But outside the music, just my son, he was a father, he was a provider. You know, for someone that lost his father at an early age, he stepped up at a young age and was the man of the house. So, had just got his GED like a year prior to him getting picked up. Was scheduled to start Chat State January of 2014, which was a month after he was picked up. Oh, my son would have been a took off. I mean, I definitely think he would have taken off. I mean, and he had positive things going with the music business, like a lot of the violence, but he was able to go and put on a show and bring people together, and there was no violence or fighting, and you didn't hear of no shooting. So I was proud of the fact that he was able to bring the city together in a sense that a lot of people couldn't. He was told from the start that if he had cooperated, and of course told on whoever, that he would have walked away with 60 months. Because he refused to cooperate, and he walked away with 128 months. One thing I figured was dead wrong, which I told them myself, was if you watch these 32 young men for 4 years, and all you could come out with was what you got, but you couldn't see no positive they was doing, hey, maybe this is a young man that's worth saving. You trying to tell me out of 32 people, no good you seen out of any of them. And I just don't see it, because the ones that was picked up, they wasn't no killers. They wasn't out here. Them got it set up now. Where Frank's locked away, he got 5 kids. Who's left to take care of them 5 kids? They're left to do the same thing that Frank had to do. Step up, be a man, become the man of the house. You letting the black cycle repeat it. So I think that was messed up about the whole thing. Personally, and not trying to sound racist or anything, but it's like, even with this roundup of the 32, how can I put this? I believe they all our lawmakers, quote unquote, got together and focused on this one particular area. Billy Long, one, I'm not a genius and I just can't figure out the math, but how could somebody like Frank with 1 ounce walk away with over 10 years, but you got somebody on the other hand, Billy Long, how can you have somebody like Frank that get caught with 1 ounce and he walks away with 10 years and 8 months versus somebody that literally had enough to supply the whole Chattanooga and they walk away with less than 8 years? And tell them that along with the other ones, is you asking Billy Long to do the same? No, I don't feel like you asking him to do the same, because one, and I hate to sound like I'm being prejudiced, because he the one that can better afford to fly a plane or get a boat versus my son, you know, that can barely get a car, you know. So no, you don't want him to talk. You want him to be quiet and do his little time and get on out the way. You know, the parent, what I would have did different going back, like when Frank pled it to the 2 felonies back in 2006, they present you with, if your son plead to this, he can walk away and be home with you today. And so I'm coercing him, yeah, Frank, go ahead, you know, take the charge, that's where you home. Together, the same thing that I begged him to cop out to and to go ahead and plead to comes to bite him in the butt, and it hurts more now. he's no angel. But back then, you know, it may have been more justified because, yeah, you was out there doing wrong. You was in that crowd. But then when you come out and what you done went and served that time for, hadn't been arrested since you got released. No pickups, no nothing. You know, that's hurtful as a mother. I mean, you know, it's bad. And I would know now that the system is not working for us. You know, saying that my child gonna come home, it's not for my benefit. No, it's to let him cop out to this now. That's why I said the system is designed to keep our black men down. You know, it's not designed to help them or to build them up. It's to keep them down.
A little more motherfucking funerals, nigga.